Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Apple report for Wednesday, March 29th, 2023. Before I click on the charts like this one and work from the big picture into the day itself, please click like if you would each and every time you watch the daily Apple report and subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. You'll be provided notification each and every time new content has been uploaded. That includes what occurred on Tuesday when we uploaded a stock analysis video of AMD. Advanced Micro Devices. We show key support and resistance targets over the near to midterm time frame. This video, if you watch it, it's free on YouTube. We put it out on Tuesday. Is identical to the two stock picks that we put out each and every week that you never see on YouTube. It's part of the wickedstocks.com subscription package. $47 a month provides those two stock picks that you never see. Also, daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs, as well as weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and the long bond ETF, the TLT. All of that for a very reasonable monthly price package. And, we offer a 5-day money-back guarantee. So if you're not satisfied within 5 days, shoot us an email and we will refund your money, no questions asked. So on to Apple for the day. Just a reminder that in early January, we came off of what was targeted long-term support in the 120s at the time, mentioning that the 169.36 channel top would be considered in reach by some point this year, that is 2023. It didn't take long for that to be narrowed to within 3 to 5 months when we closed in early February above this descending channel top that is presently 138.40. So 171.96 remains a 3 to 5 month target, and we're about 2 full months into that already, almost anyway. And so there's plenty of time for that to play out. We have been on the way up, having trouble in the 5/8 upside Fibonacci combined with the descending 2/3 speed line that is in the 158.68 to 160.49 region. This is still a trouble spot. The big question is whether it's going to contain buying not only through next week, but perhaps into later April. The answer to that would be a settlement below 151.85. I'll get to that in a moment. I will mention that for the day itself, inside of that 158.68 to 160.49 region, we have a new descending channel top at 159.85. So there is a case to be made that if we don't close above 160.49 today, but do close above 159.85, that could foretell bullish continuation as we move into next week. But if you want to be safer than sorry, you will await the settlement above 160.49, which should then yield this targeted 171.96 level within about 2 to 3 weeks, where Apple can place a quarterly high, quite possibly top out into later year, and if settled above, would represent a significant long-term buy signal for Apple. And keep in mind, it's considered an objective anyway above the 130s, and if we close above that 160.49 within about 2 to 3 weeks. So that is kind of the big picture. Let's work our way into, let's see here. I'm going to take a look here. So yes, we closed below the low of the high on Tuesday, 157.81, but it was by a hair, as you can see, 157.65. Is it a sell signal into later week? If you went short based on that, you don't have a strong argument from me, but it is pretty close. And I do think it needs another day for that clarity to emerge, because it would be so easy for this stock to open right back above 157.81, maybe even above 158.68, that long-term speed line. And then we move into 159.85 or perhaps 160.49 within the day, which I just covered a moment ago. But, assuming we open below 157.81, sellers remain in control at least early in the day, 155.38 than expected. So the day trade is still heavy below 157.81, selling that area, or 158.68, anticipating 155.38. Profits can be taken at 155.38 for aggressive day traders. If we happen to break 155.38, I don't know about 153.15 intraday. It is certainly possible. I will say that a lower settlement on the day below 157.81 and obviously below Tuesday's 157.65 settlement would then indicate over the next few days, likely by Friday's close, continuing south into this 151.85 to 153.15 region, where we can buy not only take profits on a potential short trade that you may have been playing out here over the last few days as we've been pushing. Oops, sorry about that. As we've been pushing into this upper 150s, low 160s resistance. This is a sell zone and remains so. I just don't know what kind of bearish follow through we can anticipate. It might be significant. It could be over the next month or two into the lower 130s, or it could just be over the next few days into the lower 150s. The lower 150s will have something to say about this. This is a trend defining rising one-third speed line. A similar speed line contained all the selling pressures in March a few weeks ago, about a month ago, and it can continue to behave that way. And preceding that is the 153.15, like 4-week channel bottom. So this area, if tested, can absorb selling through next week, possibly through April trade. From here, we can come right back into the low 160s again. In fact, you could call this kind of the 3 to 5 day swing trade right now, below the 158.68 to 160.49 region, which is once again on the longer term charts here. If you're short there, you're holding out for the low 150s as the 3 to 5 day dynamic. The low 150s, 151.85 to 153.15 would be your profit taking area and a new long entry area for the 3 to 5 day swing trade. For the 2 to 3 week trade, it's kind of the same actually, because you could be selling the upper 150s, low 160s as a 2 to 3 week trade, as I'd mentioned earlier. It's just that your trend defining support is coming up quickly in the low 150s and rising daily. And so you're taking profits on that 2 to 3 week trade in the low 150s and perhaps going long at 151.85 for the 2 to 3 week trade to the upside. If I had to choose one or the other, which of these is going to win the day, so to speak, I do think it's 151.85 that could contain selling through April, as opposed to the topping process we may be in right now in the 158.68 to 150 to 160.49 region. But obviously I don't have a crystal ball on this, and it's by a degree, not it's not significant. So we could close below 151.85 in the coming days, and if we do, then all bets are off. I would then anticipate within 2 to 3, 3 to 5 weeks, bearish continuation back into the 130s again, where this market encounters long-term support, able to absorb selling through Q30, and from there we can turn higher again. I would then be off that low 170s objective as a 3 to 5 month target. So just know that if we close below 151.85 in the coming days, no longer anticipating 171.96, but then anticipating the mid to upper 130s and dropping gradually. Trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be defined here for the day. 159.85, this is a great trade level for aggressive day traders. I know I've got a lot going on in here, but the levels that stand out for the day itself, 158.68 down to 155.38. And yes, we have the low of the high at 157.81, which I've reduced to a mere minor point today. This in light of the fact that we closed just below it, and I just don't think that the sell signal that may have been elicited with the settlement below 157.81, I just don't know how reliable it is because of the close proximity that we settled to it. But nonetheless, it is a tradable level. We on the way down, we've got 156.74, 155.99, and 155.38 stands out as one able to contain intraday, possibly daily selling pressures. If we break 155.38, we actually could test the 151.85 to 153.15 region on an intraday basis, long entry territory as we move into April trade. Upside, last thing I will say, if we happen to close above 160.49, and it's probably a long shot today, but certainly by the end of the week possible, then we're into 2 to 3 week buy signal reaching this targeted 171.96 region over that time horizon. So if we close above 160.49, you may reach for the 170 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a few weeks. I think that pretty much summarizes it for Wednesday's Daily Apple Report. Please click like, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. Watch that AMD video we put out. Great example of what you could get twice a week in other individual stocks. On Monday, we put out General Motors, and you haven't seen that on YouTube, and you will not because it's a subscription-based analysis. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. Be back tomorrow with Thursday's Apple Report.